I'm here now with George. George is the steel yard coordinator, which basically means what?
I'm in charge of the steel yard, and these are my crane operators.
So once it feeds the furnace, what happens in the furnace? Why does it get reheated, and how hot does it get?
Oh, it gets like 3,000 degrees, and you got to get it hot like that, so when it goes through the mill, it goes through the rolls to pan it out like dough. I get the slabs up to my guys. They stack them on the side of the furnace.
Oh!
And roll them out. And actually, you can see one just came out.
Can we actually get closer, or is it too hot if we stand up there? Not as agile as I used to be.
Okay, this is called the flume. You got the water that runs in it because the excess metal comes off the steel when it comes out, so it wasn't causing no fire.
Right.
And you got when the doors open up, you will see it come out. Like, here we go right now. Hey, you feel that?
Wow!
Oh, you feel that?
Oh my gosh.
Slabs are kept in the furnace for 2 hours at 3,000 degrees. After they're shot out, they travel on rollers to the next stage in the process.
At this point, the huge block of steel has just gotten out of the furnace, and it's at a scorching 2,300 degrees. That's where it's going to meet the 2-high. The 2-high is basically two giant rollers with like fangs, and it rolls back and forth, each time taking 1/2 inch off of the bad steel, or the scales as they call it. Now it's going to roll through here, and what Claymont Steel does is they add salt, and you can see it acts like a chemical reaction or like an acid on that really dense steel. Now it's going to go back in here, back to the 2-high. All that is the scale and the bad steel cracking off. They're shaving it. And then they'll bust the water out on it. Oh, at 2,000 PSI. Now this process is going to repeat for about 2 to 3 minutes each time, shaving off about 1/2 inch so that they get a smooth, perfect product. After this happens, it moves over to the 4-high, and it's chilled to about 1,900 degrees. So let's go check out the guy who runs the 4-high. You are operating the 4-high, right?
Yes.
What's the biggest difference between the 2-high and the 4-high?
The 2-high is a roughing mill. This is a finishing mill.
Is it like the 2-high? Is it grinding the scales off of it?
No, it's just coming down in increments, taking a little off at a time. This plate will finish at 14 passes.
So it'll be kind of like a pizza or a pancake. You get flatter and wider, or
smaller and smaller, yeah.
Like you're not losing steel, right? You're just condensing it.
Right.
Can you mess up?
Yes. You can roll it to the wrong gauge or by accident.
How much is steel worth per ton?
$800-900.
You're working with about 20 tons. It's like 18 grand. That's an $18,000 piece of steel right there that's in your hands, right?
Right.
That'd be a hefty cut out of your paycheck if you do anything. Don't mess up. Oh my God. So now that the slab has just gotten through the 2-high and then the 4-high, it's now called a plate. It's smooth, it's flatter, and it's longer. The bad thing is, it lost its identity. So my man here has to come out and he marks it with a new identity with this piece of chalk. That's going to be number 76. After that, it goes through the process right behind it where it gets cooled down to 500 degrees. After it gets cooled down to 500 degrees, they lift it, of course, by crane to the next step of the process, which is the burning station. This is the burning process, right?
Yeah.
What does that entail? What are you doing here?
Pretty much, we take a plate from the regular mill edge, we take it, cut it down. It's like a hot knife through butter. Basically, cut it to the customer's order.
Okay.
Right now, I go through and inspect the plate before you can start burning it.
So what kind of imperfections are you looking for? Do you see any?
Basically, looking for humps. Yeah, you can see a lot of them. You're looking for humps, golden scale, like little cracks called longitudinal cracks. I don't see any right now.
Me neither. What about this? Is that bad?
Nah, that's not. Pretty much this plate we would call a prime. There's nothing really wrong with it.
All right, how often do you get a prime one, and how often are there defects?
About 80% of them are prime.
That's good, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty much.
P stands for prime?
Yep.
This is really cool. it's called the burning station, but you're actually cutting it, right?
Yeah. These machines here can cut it to any size we want, any shape we want. Pretty much once this is done, it'll look like this. We put a sticker on it with the serial number on it again so they can identify it in shipping. Pretty much we send it on rail cars as shipping. They send it out to the customer.
We started today with scrap metal and ended up with 100% pure steel. My job is still not done. I got to deliver all this steel to the customer. Bet you didn't know I was also a train conductor. I really can't get in it.
Say it to the camera.
There's no way in hell I could get in this thing. Absolutely not.
You're gonna lay your torso in first.
Absolutely not. Wow, this should be fun getting out. Are you kidding me? I'm Matt Rogers, and this is not a really big bed.